0 on this Friday, the 19th of December. I mentioned it was Friday. So I was talking about Iced Out Pub. You know what Iced Out Pub is? It's on East Main Street. It's right at the split of, and I can never pronounce this correctly, and I'm going to butcher it again probably, but Kosciuszko Square. It's actually a triangle. There at East Main Street and South Main Street, where South Main Street stays to the right, East Main goes to the left. There used to be a Boston Donut there. For you people of a certain age will remember that place. Had been a bar in the back. There used to be, when the Boston Donut was there was a bar back there, a small one. So I don't know, I haven't been in this place because I stopped going to those kind of places a long time ago, but this was on the 18th, so it was yesterday morning. I mean, it was a Wednesday, whatever the Wednesday night crowd was, and what that looks like at Iced Out Pub, I have no idea. I mean, I've seen some comments over online on Facebook and such, where people have some things to say about this joint, and they're not necessarily glowing reviews. But this is the Fall River Police Department put out a statement. This came up yesterday morning. Jeff Leary was here, and Rizzo, our man on the street, called in, and he's what about this thing? And I didn't know nothing about it. Not about nothing. And I think Jeff might have heard a glimmer about it, but some sort of blurb. So we were just finding it out because Rizzo, somehow, some way, doesn't matter what time of day or night that it happens, he knows about it. So this is what the police had to say about this incident. On December 18th, 2025, at approximately 2:10 a.m. So I'm assuming this joint goes till 2. Following reports of shots fired upon arrival, officers located an adult male suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. 2 additional individuals were also identified at the scene with minor injuries. Officers immediately rendered medical aid to the victims. 1 individual was transported by paramedics to a local trauma center for further treatment. This incident remains an active and ongoing investigation. Detectives from the MCD, that's Major Crimes Division, are working diligently to determine the circumstances surrounding the incident. Additional information will be released as it becomes available. So this was posted by the FRPD 18 hours ago. So apparently no further additional information has become available between now and then. But we've had gun violence again in the city of Fall River. And of course, when you online seeing these things, right? If you're reading it on Facebook or if you're reading it, that's where I read it. That's where I just read it from. That's the Fall River Police Department's Facebook page. You get comments, and in the commenting section, you get two sort of different, divergent themes. You get that place is a whole, it's another Mickey Doyle's. So I don't know if there has been or hasn't been stuff going on. And then you get the people who say, well, I thought the city was safe, because that's an easy thing to say. That's low-hanging fruit. But, again, in one of these incidences, we have something went down, apparently, either prior to this or that night, or it was random. So those are the first 2 things we got to find out. We got to eliminate one of those things. Was this a targeted thing, or was it a random thing? If it's a random thing, that seems a little bit more dangerous to me, because if you just get somebody out there randomly popping people off as they're coming out of a bar room at 2 in the morning, well, we got a problem. Not to say it's less of a thing if it was a targeted thing, but which is it? That's the first thing to determine what's behind this. Motive. It's like the other thing we got going on here in Providence. What was the motive? What caused this? What brought this on? But I don't know. How do you feel? Because yet again there was something that went down, and yet again there was a firearm being used, and this isn't about guns. This is about how you feel about the city in which you live.
No.
Because people immediately...
They found him dead.
Oh, yeah, I did hear that.
It was one of those issues that always comes up. But again, I submit to you that what if we had as many police officers as the police department would like to have? Would this have been prevented? Don't know. I mean, would there happen to have been a patrol car going by that area? Maybe this is a place where there needs to be a patrol car going by that area. You know, at quitting time, when they're letting out. I don't know. I've seen comments that indicate that maybe there's been some problems there before. But that's what the licensing board is for. And I did see a comment from someone that said that the licensing board had a meeting yesterday afternoon. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if there was any action taken or not, but I'm awaiting to hear if that is in fact the case. But it all rolls back to this whole, you know, oh, well, I thought I was...
It wasn't fucking raining like this, and I fucking walked to Mary Lou's.
But how, you know... What degree are we talking about here? I'm not going to diminish this at all, because I don't know what happened. I just know it's another incident. So as just somebody, as a casual observer, which is...
What's up, everybody? Subscribe to my page.
The more of these stories you hear, the less safe you feel, right? It's just it's a subjective thing with each individual. The city's only as safe as you feel it is. Where you're willing to go and where you're not willing to go. But then again, you're not gonna find me at 2:00 in the morning anywhere but in my bed. So there is that aspect of it. And we're coming up on the bottom of the hour here on a Friday. So I'm going to take the bottom of the hour break, and I'll be back after these messages.
The New England Patriots travel to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Pre-game at 5:30 with kickoff at 8:20 on FM 95.9, AM 1480, WSAR. Brought to you by Scotty's Pub, 202 Pleasant Street, Fall River. Fall River's prime destination for every score. Great food, cold brews, and wall-to-wall game day energy. Prestige Auto Mart, Westport, Taunton, East Providence, and Brockton. The home of the perfect new-to-you car. And by Tiverton Used Auto Parts and Auto Recycling. Located at 541 Bulger Marsh Road in Tiverton. Call Mark Shea at 401-624-8047. It's NFL Sunday Night Football with the New England Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens on FM 95.9, AM 1480, WSAR.
Hey, this is Bill King of the WSAI Cruising with Bill show.
Tune in to Cruisin' with Bill, Tuesdays from 2 to 3 on WSAR. Join Bill King from Cruise Holidays at the Port to hear everything you want to know about cruising. Cruisin' with Bill, Tuesdays from 2 to 3 on your only local news radio, FM 95.9, AM 1480, WSAR.
At FRMCU, it's not just about banking. It's about building relationships that matter. Whether you're saving for a large purchase, purchasing a vehicle, or buying a home, we are focused on you. With great rates, local service, and digital tools that fit your lifestyle, FRMCU is here to help you reach your goals your way. Visit frmcu.com to find out all the benefits of membership or call us at 508-678-9028 for more information.
Federally insured by NCUA. Member MSAC. Equal Opportunity Lender.
If there's a move in your future, planned or otherwise, don't move yourself. Trust your life's possessions to Long Moving and Storage. A family-owned business with roots dating all the way back to 1868, Long Moving and Storage treats every customer like family. With superior moving and storage services and affordable competitive pricing, why do it yourself when your family at Long Moving and Storage will do it for you, trouble-free and pain-free. Call Long Moving and Storage today at 508-851-7862 or visit them at movewithlong.com.
High wind warning in effect for the south coast through 3 o'clock this afternoon. Rainy, very windy. There may be heavy downpours, 55 to 60 today. The rain ends tonight. Skies clear, we're breezy and 25. Sunshine, passing clouds, and 40 to 45 for tomorrow. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, breezy, 25 to 30. Sunshine and breezy, 45 to 50 Sunday. More sun Monday, 30 to 35. Rain possible Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Rob Carolyn on your only local news radio, WSAR 1480, 95.9 FM, and WSAR.com.
Welcome back to the Jamie Terrell Show on 1480 WSAR and 95.9 FM Fall River. To join the conversation, call 508-673-1480. That's 508-673-1480.
In the middle of the night.
I can't see what I'm saying.
Welcome back to the Jamie Terrell Show. This is Jamie, and you are listening to WSAR, your only local news radio, 1480 AM, 95.9 FM. You can watch the program over at WSAR.com. On the Spindle City Auto Glass Studio Cam, you can listen on the WSAR app. It's free and available to download. It is in the App Store. It is on Google Play. And you can call in 508-673-1480, 508-673-1480. On this Friday morning, we've been talking primarily about the end of the well, no, I guess it's not the end of the investigation, but the shooter has been found. He has been found dead in the Brown University / Brookline murders. Mass casualty event at Brown last weekend. It's been top of the news all week, basically. Not to the total exclusion of everything else, but it's just kind of dominated the conversation. And it turns out that the tips that they received, it's kind of a fascinating thing. This guy was playing cat and mouse. So remember the guy whose picture they were looking for? There was a dude on Reddit.
Oh, that's right.
If you're not familiar with Reddit, it's an internet site where people talk about all kinds of subjects. They have subreddits for specific subjects. Anyway, this individual that came forward, just only known as John
Jacob,
the police affidavit that the Providence Police Department filed with the courts to get, whatever search warrants were necessary, etc.
I'm trying to sort.
He is the source, the tipster, who is being hailed by investigators as the guy who blew this thing wide open. And it's fascinating to hear his story. Ever since the shooter fired those 40 shots, 40 rounds inside the Brown Engineering Building, the Providence law enforcement community has just been dying for somebody to give them something. You must have seen somebody out there. And this guy, John, is the guy. And he's the reason why they were able to find the car and ultimately run all the tags and find the perpetrator of this. We've been saying that all week, and they've been saying it all week, when you crack it, you crack it. I mean, it's going to take just one thing to lead them. There's all the dominoes to fall into place. According to police, John had several encounters with 48-year-old Claudio Neves Valente before Saturday's attack. As the police posted images of a person of interest, now identified as Neves Valente, John began posting on social media forum Reddit that he recognized the person and theorized the police should look into possibly a rental gray Nissan. Reddit users urged him to tell the FBI. See, the internet is cracking cases now. It has been for a while. I said it Saturday when this was going on. The internet will figure this out. Reddit users urged him to, I'm reading from the Boston Globe, by the way. Reddit users urged him to tell the FBI, and John said he did. The police affidavit said they learned about the tip on December 16th, 3 days after the shooting and a day after the tip line was created. Up until that point, the police affidavit says officials had not connected a vehicle to the possible shooter. And from there, John told police at one point, hold on a second, I gotta back up. because this is interesting. The affidavit says John gave investigators additional critical details. He encountered Neves Valente in the bathroom of the engineering building just hours before the attack, where John noted the suspect's clothing was inappropriate and inadequate for the weather. John also bumped into Neves Valente outside, mere blocks from the building, where John watched Neves Valente suddenly turn around from the Nissan when he saw John, so he didn't want anybody to see him getting in that car. What ensued was then a game of cat and mouse, according to John's testimony, where the two would encounter each other and Neves Valente would run away. John lucky he didn't get shot. At one point, John says he yelled out, "Your car is back there. Why are you circling the block?" The suspect responded, "I don't know you from nobody." Then the suspect reportedly asked, "Why are you harassing me?" John told police he eventually saw Neves Valente approach the Nissan sedan once more and decided to walk away. So, that was John, and the information that he brought forward, which helped crack this case wide open. I'm going over here to the phone lines. How you on, Jamie?
Good morning, Jamie. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
We're surviving. So, interesting that John broke the case wide open.
Yes.
But what was very intriguing to me was the fact that, remember the second photo, the second person that they put the photo out and they said, "We want to speak to this person"?
Yes.
Okay, that was John.
I assumed that that's who that was.
Right. But what's more troubling is the fact that they had that photo.
That's the guy that did the shooting.
He worked as a custodian for Brown University. Brown University officials didn't recognize that was one of their own.
There you go. There you go.
I said, come on.
I mean, I know he had his hoodie up, right? He had a hood over his head and whatnot, but it was a pretty clear photo of the guy.
Very clear enough. You have people that you work with within that building, and if they had a grainy picture with something, you would pretty much know. Oh yeah, that's so and so.
Yeah.
I know them from the building. So yeah, not comforting.
Well, I don't think the Brown administration has had their shining moment. You know, it hasn't been their best face and their best foot forward right from the beginning. When the president of Brown University, who makes a substantial salary, when she first appeared at the second press conference, you remember the first press conference on the weekend, it was the provost who was there. She wasn't present yet, but this was 6 hours into this thing, and she just had zero information to offer. I mean, she was at the microphone. She was being asked questions from the local media, you know, Channel 10, Channel 12, all the reporters were there.
All usual suspects, right.
Yeah, and she just had nothing. She didn't know the names of kids who were in those classes at that time or anything. And one of the reporters actually said to her, "It's been 6 hours. You don't know the answer to any of these questions?"
Not good. Yeah, that I already saw that. When I saw that, this is not good, and I was just wondering at that point, is there a collective dodge on the university side not to be, or were they advised not to by their attorneys not to say much? And so that was the only
subscribe to my page, guys,
because the investigation was ongoing, so I didn't know whatever background was what was going on in the background. But for that information, once John, we'll call him John because that's what he's known. Once John's information got out, or the photo got out, that should have been done. They don't have a last name. The Brown should. Hey, wait a minute, this is our guy here. Let's But so and so. And also the other part of that, Jamie, was the fact that he actually had to go to social media because they weren't listening to him. He tried to give information.
Right. He was being encouraged by the other folks on his Reddit feed to say, "Oh, you need to go forward with this. You need to tell somebody all of this information." And oh, by the way, but can you imagine? He's playing like peekaboo with this guy on the streets, you know, and you never know who you're going to encounter. But the guy didn't want him to see him getting into that Nissan. He would walk past it. He would double back around. And they even had words. They had an exchange.
Yes, there was an exchange, yes.
So,
yes, there was an exchange there, but, yeah, that's, good on John, but, he actually had to go up to the offices and say, listen, I'm the guy in the photo. And, while on scene, and that's how he finally got in to be interviewed.
Yeah.
But he was putting that information out, trying his best, and they were just looking past him, looking at us. So, wow. I'm really surprised they didn't jump all over that. And if it wasn't for Reddit, if it was going viral on Reddit for that piece, that wouldn't have happened. But here we go.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
To be continued.
Yeah. There will be an aftermath of this. There will be conversations had, I'm sure, as to security, as to those types of things that went on here. Once the full picture is painted, which hasn't happened yet. I mean, obviously, it's closed up to a point that the alleged shooter has been found deceased, reportedly at his own hand, and now the search for a motive. And I would imagine in any of these types of events, and there have been a number of them around the country over the course of years, there is a sort of examination of the facilities and how did this go down, and could we have done better in preventing something like this from happening? I'm going over the phone lines. Hi, you're on with
kids. We stopped Shores was here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember when
Good morning.
So his
Good morning.
mom,
How are you?
It was this whole building that was
Yeah,
shot.
I'm
There
doing
was
all right.
nothing else, was it?
dude, so his mom was
It's
freaking
an unfortunate
in the
situation.
stove. She rolled us a joint
that
and we were
story.
chilling in
To
the
say the
car,
least, yeah.
smoking it.
And
And this
he
guy
said to be
gets out of his car.
continued.
Our windows are open, but
He was correct.
And the guy
It
walks
will
by
be
a car
to
and
be
he pulls out his
continued.
badge from his
So a lot
fucking
more
pocket and
questions.
shows us his
Like
badge.
everyone else, I watched that
He's
unfold in
like,
real
"Yo,
time
cop."
last night.
You guys are smoking.
And
we just
for
looked at
me,
each other like,
it
what
just
the
sounded
fuck? We
like
poked
he
it
had
out
an axe to
and
grind
waited for her to come out.
with the MIT
We were like
professor.
15, bro. That shit was crazy.
They did come up with some more details from that press conference, and he attended the same school in Portugal.
Right.
All right, so that right there, I think it's going to transition now into filling in some more gaps as far as asking the family members, if there was any problems between those two, potentially. And I'm just speaking in hypothetical terms here.
No, it's all hypothetical at this point. So I mean, that's what we do here. It's talk radio. I get it. So I mean, could it be something like that? Could it be jealousy? That guy became successful. I dropped out of Brown. The one of those kinds of things. Does he blame the universe? I don't know. We don't know his history. When they attended school together, I mean, we're talking 30 years ago. So, there's been a lot has gone on. Obviously, the MIT professor was running that lab. He was, the nuclear fusion stuff is an energy source that can replace, if done correctly, it can replace all of the fossil fuels and the wind and the solar and everything else. If it can be somehow managed, it could be an energy source for the country for decades to come, if it were done correctly, if they got through whatever the research he was working on. It's a big deal. So
for me, what really, before they said the whole thing about attending the same school in Portugal, is that Portuguese killing one of their own like that. I mean, and my thing is, all right, let's say it does come out to be true about him having an axe to grind with him. There was just no need to just go into a university and shoot those students. Like, if you had a problem with him from years back, all you had to do was just talk to the guy, right? Sort it out that way. You didn't have to resort to how he did it with the planning and all that stuff. That's what came to mind there when that information came out from the news conference. But then you just said that the type of education that you can get at MIT, and we all know MIT, are very, very important jobs for this country. And with that type of skill set, this is like almost rising to the level of national security issue for us. Because if they continue to get targeted like this, knowing the skill set that they can help out
our country, I'm hoping the country looks at it that way, because MST is very important as far as, you know, those type of jobs. So I just hope security's amped up for them, for all universities. Everyone takes root. I immediately thought about Fall River, right? That's a discussion that we need to have, because Brown University is not too far from here.
No, it's only, what's it, 17, 18 miles, man? I mean,
It's very close, and at some point, I mean, I'm not saying you know, the schools right now in the district are not safe, but I think we have to reevaluate how much safer can we be, because if we can be more safer, then I think that's a job well done. Because at some point, all states are going to probably put in new mandates to better safeguard the schools in their own states. At some point, that conversation is probably going to happen. Maybe they help out with some funding to safeguard these schools.
Well, that's always nice. Whenever, I mean, you know, whenever there's new standards or new, you know, mandates put in place, it's always nice if it comes with a little bit of funding to help along the way. The superintendent did put out a letter to parents this week, a couple days after the Brown incident, that, you know, that's on a lot of people's minds, and she kind of outlined what it is that the schools do.
Because there is, before I go,
yep,
and I know it's Friday, before I go, I was going to respect the time. You know, there is a school in America deemed the safest school. I think it's a middle school. They have an entire system, a rollout. Like, once they press some button on their neck, it's like,
Let's go into Aldi's. I'm gonna go be on live in Aldi's. Let's see, watch people gonna watch this shit. It's crazy. Oh look, yeah, McFlurry spilled. I just cleaned this yesterday for the first time ever. And you spilled shit.
Because that shit was dirty.
And you spilled shit on it.
That shit was dirty when I had that McFlurry.
No, dude, I cleaned this whole shit, bro, yesterday, and then you go to McFlurry and you spilt it, bro. It was tipped over when you left the car because you were drunk.
No.
I swear to God.
It was in the McDonald's bag when I left.
Damn, my heartburn's killing. Can I get one of those things?
Then I gotta go race through this fucking store.
How many items?
30.
Oh, that's not bad at all. You got 2 quarters or one?
One.
Get a better one than that. Get this.
Fucking thing won't even come out anyways.
Let me see that fucking thing. Those are better than the ones at Walmart. You got three different
Even
ones.
that.
Huh? I just thought it'd be crazy. But be careful, my phone's right there. I just thought it'd be crazy idea. We can make a fucking DoorDash and shit. Guys aren't going door dashing. So we're going door dashing. doing DoorDash. Looks pretty good. That's how you know I got the munchies. Buffalo Wild Wings? Which one should I buy? Comment in the thing. Which one should I grab? I'll put it in the cart. Hawaiian stuff, and that looks pretty good actually. Cornbread. There we go. Oh shit. Oh, you never lifted the thing up on the seat. So shit's gonna slide out of there. That's hilarious. Hey, remember yesterday I was like, where can I buy a rug cheap? Mm-hmm. They have rugs here. Like, what the fuck?
Put it in with, near the muffin.
Near the muffin. do you need?
You want to see if you can see that can in any of those?
Hold on a second.
It would be in this box. Give me 1 second, and then I'll move out of your way. Gonna run me over?
She yelling at the old lady? Was she yelling at the old lady? I don't think it was me. I think it was, she said, what are you trying to run me over? She must have been an old lady. Oh yeah, this isn't good. I got a comment. That's why I put it in the thing.